What is up, guys? It is Simp here and welcome to my first league racing video of 2025, and today we're going to start the year off with something a little bit different. As you can tell by the title, this is a qualifiers for a tournament that FRT did take part in last season, but I missed out. It is EML, Esports Masters League, and we're going to be preparing for a new season here in EML. So if you're looking forward to this one, make sure you hit the like button and get subscribed for more league racing content. There'll be a lot more content to come this year. We had a pretty good year last year. We hit 450 subscribers over the Christmas break, but we're ready to do it all over again. So here is how this works. There's going to be 2 sessions around Austria and 2 sessions around Brazil, and there's going to be 2 of us doing this. So I'm going to be in the Austria session in session 2, and my teammate Phantom, a new signing for FRT, is going to be in session 4 in Brazil. And basically the best time on average is going to be the team that qualifies. The top 8 teams that qualify in the qualifiers will be in console 1, so the top tier in the console split, and the other 10 teams will be in console 2, as it will make sense near the end of the video if I have not explained that well. But let's get into qualifying then. It's going to be the 1 qualifying session in this video. As we go through turn 1, it's not exactly the cleanest run through the first corner. You saw we had a bit of a moment there halfway through the corner, and that hampered the exit. So not the greatest start. It's a 16-0, a mid-0 first sector, and we just turned it a bit too early for turn 3. Not exactly getting that car rotated through the corner as much as we wanted to, and the first lap has not exactly gone to plan. So I have done a bit of practice for this one, but as you can see, it is not the smoothest of starts. But thankfully, Austria gives the player enough fuel to go for 2 runs in case the first one doesn't quite go to plan. So here we are in our second attempt now. Turn 1 again, you can see it was a little bit of a scruffy exit. A bit cleaner though, but not exactly the greatest, as we had a Mercedes right in front of us. That served a tiny distraction, as we're still on a 0.0 in the first sector. Turn 3 is a little bit cleaner on the exit especially, and you can see the delta flying up now, but that's not exactly going to be our reference point. Our reference point is going to be the top left hand side of the screen, where you can see the second intermediate splits. So you can see that one of the McLarens, I believe, has done a 44.4 in the middle sector. So let's see if we can beat that, and that will serve as a reference point. So it's a 44.1 in the middle sector, so we've done a pretty good middle sector there. So now we're looking to close out the lap. 2 corners. Turn 9 is pretty much flat. As you can see there, nicely done. Through the last corner, we have a massive moment there. Massive bit of oversteer. The rear end just stepped out there right at the end of the lap, and that's definitely cost us a 1/10 of a second. And it's a 3.6 to start off the session. You can hear me just say, I've never done that before, as I had put in quite a lot of practice into this, and I know what to aim for. It was a 3.1, so we're hoping to do a good job here. At the moment, we're nearly half a second off, which is massive around Austria, as the lap is very short. And you can see the next set of runs, again, it's in the bin, and we weren't really improving by that much anyways. So we've reached the halfway point of this session, and we are quite a way off what we can do, and it's not exactly a great position to be in. We're quite a way on the back foot, actually. And at this point, I was having problems with the party, because I was in a party with FRT Harvey, as he gave me a reference point of what to aim for here. As we were the second lobby, it means we have a reference point of what to beat in order to go near the top of the standings. A 3.3 would suffice, but I know I can go quite a way quicker, but we're not really showing it at the moment. And my party problems were persisting throughout the entire qualifying session for some reason. So we can't talk to Harvey, we just need to knuckle down and get on with things, because we know an improvement should be made. Turn 1, pretty much on point there with the turn in. We do lose a bit of time in the exit somehow, but either way, we are nearly 3/4 of a 10th up. On the brakes at turn 3, down to 3rd. Again, the rotation is pretty solid. The rear end steps out a little bit on the way out of the corner, as we do lose a bit of time on the delta as we're making our way down towards turn number 4, where we spot the brakes at near the 50-meter board. We turn it a bit too early, and the rear again wants to nearly step out on us there, as we are just over a 10th up, going into the heart of sector 2. Downshifting to 5th gear for the first left-hander through the right. You want to keep this flat, and we do a pretty decent job of it. We put in the fastest middle sector of anybody, apparently. So once again, all we need to do is close out the lap. Swinging it through 9, which is flat, setting up the final corner, but we don't exactly nail the apex, and we have a little bit of a moment on the exit. It is an improvement, but it's a 3.4, and the frustration is starting to build because, again, it's the last sector that's basically letting us down here. And we are third, but we're quite a way off EV Leonardo, who is currently top of the session. It's a McLaren 1-2 at this point in time, but the two McLarens aren't really teammates. So, obviously, everyone in this lobby is fighting for themselves, and we've got to find a way to improve here. 1 minute 45 to go, so we should get time for another lap in case this one goes wrong. But the pressure is building because is it going to be another case of yours truly getting qualifying wrong, or are we going to pull it out of the bag? Let's see what happens. We're going to set up the final corner. The rear end doesn't step out on us, and we are good to go. And now all we need to do is spot the first corner, which is basically the first sector. On the gears, down the gears at the 50-meter board. Not the cleanest of exits, and we're half a tenth down already, so we've got some work to do to make up that ground in the middle and last sectors. On the brakes towards turn 3, again, we tried to get the rotation on point, but we turned in too early. And you can hear me getting frustrated in the background because that lap is also in the bin. And we're going to show you all the way around here because at this point, the pressure was building here, guys. I'm going to be honest. You know, that lap is in the bin. We needed that. We needed to get that right, and we just haven't done it the entire session. And it is going to be a last lap call for us to get a lap that A, will be representable for the team, and B, a lap that, you know, is close to what we can do. Because a lot of practice went into this for another race I'll be showing you later on in a couple of days' time as well. So here we go then. 15 seconds to go, and this is going to be our last shot. Let's see if we can take it. DRS wide open towards the first corner where you're going to spot the 50-meter board. Down the gears, down to 5th. Lovely turn in. Pretty nice exit. And we are slightly down on the delta, but we are gaining time by the second. Only just maybe about 15 thousandths down, which isn't too bad. On the brakes through turn 3. The car beautifully rotated through 3. We had a few minor corrections halfway through the corner to set up the exit. But we're still about level with the delta here. And we can definitely still salvage this. Down the gears, down to 3rd gear. A lot cleaner on the turn-in. And the exit is a lot better as well. And we're literally about to get green in the delta as we head through the 2 left-handers. Down to 5th for the first one. Up to 6th for the second one. Flat out once more. Purple's middle sector. 44.0, nearly on the dot. And we are 3/4 of a tenth up, as we're going to try and close out the lap. The time is all on the final corner, and we absolutely nail it. The delta flies up, 2 tenths up. It's a 3.1, and that is P1.
Get in. Oh, thank God. Pretty good stuff, man. Matched the first, nailed the middle, and nailed the last. It was all in the last.
And you can hear my relief as we cross the line. We absolutely nailed the last sector. It was all in the last sector, and we absolutely clutched up when it mattered. It was the second fastest time across the 2 lobbies, and you can see FRT top of the qualifying classification because Phantom did a great job in Brazil. He was a 10th ahead of the next car, and I was a 10th and a half ahead of the next car in my own lobby as well. So we absolutely smashed it as a team. P1, you can see that 1st to 8th did get into console 1, 9th to 18th were in console 2. So that's how it basically worked. That's what I was trying to explain beforehand. But we've absolutely smashed it in the qualifiers, and we will be back in the top split in EML this season, this upcoming season as well. And here is the calendar as well for your own perusal. As you can see, Bahrain is going to be the season opener. It's an okay calendar, to be honest. You know, you've got some decent tracks there. China's pretty good, Britain's good, Hungary's good, but there's a few stinkers like Mexico because no one cares about Mexico. No one really rates it at all. So it should be interesting to see how the season goes. But there you go, guys. That there is going to be the end of the first video of the year. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. We actually got qualifying right as well, which is very nice because, as you know, it's normally my Achilles heel. So pretty happy to get a really good lap on the board, and there'll be a few more league races coming your way later on in the month. Subscribe for more, and as always, I will see all of you in the next one.